supporting the Baloch tribal leaders and the Baloch independent fighters. And we need to start doing the same with the KPK and the Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir region as well, because there is a lot of dissatisfaction with regards to the Pakistani regime, the Pakistani establishment, which is basically it runs like the East India Company, where the Pakistani army is the company. It does everything like how a business company would be running, where it sort of prioritizes its own interests rather than that of the people. So at this point, we have a lot of levers, we have a lot of leverages that we can hedge, and we can hurt Pakistan where it hurts them the most. Starting with Pakistan occupied Jammu Kashmir, I think that should be one on the radar. The one thing that I'm still not convinced with is taking the land back, because with the land you get a hostile population as well. How do you sort of neutralize that hostile population is something that we've not strategized, not thought about. Maybe we need a bit more clarity from the government on that particular perspective. Thanks.
All right, Adit Kothari, sir, thank you very much for joining us live on the broadcast and also being with us. Now, Dr. Sharad Kohli was a senior economist with me live on the broadcast. What has happened in the last 2 days has shaken the consciousness of the entire nation, Mr. Kohli. And there are repeated calls of boycotting all kinds of ties with Pakistan, whether it's in the back channel or in the front, with also trade and economy being taken the center stage, that there should not be any attempt of helping them, aiding them grow financially as well. How do you react to it?
Good afternoon, Simran. Good afternoon to viewers at NewsX. I think there are hardly any business ties with Pakistan, except for some basic fruit and vegetables, which do travel through the Wagah and Atari borders and so on and so forth. So, but the whole thing is about Indus Valley Water Treaty, I think, which is severely going to disrupt Pakistan, because half of the population of Pakistan is dependent on agriculture. If not half, let's say 40-42%, about a third of their export comes from agriculture. And the water which flows from Chenab, from Jhelum and from Indus, 93% of that water is used for irrigation. So it's going to severely impact the agriculture, and Pakistan doesn't have too many options as far as economy and sectors are concerned. Not that Pakistan manufactures mobile phones or Pakistan manufactures cars or whatever. Pakistan is solely dependent on a few products of agriculture, be it sesame seeds, rice, wheat, and a few other things. Of course, it has GI tagging on a few of the things. I think, so basically irrigation to the extent of about 20 million hectares. If we knock off another two, about 16 million hectares of land would be affected if this Indus Valley Treaty gets cancelled. That is, if the required water doesn't reach Pakistan. And I think Pakistan will learn the lesson the hard way. This is an economic sanction kind of a thing which India is putting on Pakistan. As far as business is concerned, there's not much business, a little bit of textiles and a little bit of fruit and vegetables, as I said, some food grains, which exchange hands between the two countries. But what is more important is that Pakistan, I don't come from a military background, and I'm not a geopolitical expert, but I can voice what people want. I think people definitely want some kind of action here. And this action has to be comprehensive. I might like to differ with what Adit said about the taking over of the land, because with the land, as he said, you'll also take over some hostile people. Well, the fact of the matter is, at the ground level in POK, most of the population is fed up with Pakistani rule. They want to get out of the shackles of Pakistan. And I think they'll only be too happy. On a lot of occasions earlier, we've heard pro-Modi slogans in POK, where people want to come back to India, want to get reunited with India. So I'm sure this population will only be too happy, just that they have to be directed the wrong way. Right now, they have been brainwashed to speak against India. They are in extreme poverty. Their living conditions are pathetic. So, once the Indian government takes over, once it becomes the territory of India, I'm sure the benefits of what India provides to its citizens will all go there. There'll be development. We saw that happening in Kashmir over the last, since abrogation of Article 370 in 2019. We saw that happening. I mean, we've seen how the JNK has grown at about 7 to 8% on an average, which is more than the country's average. 12,000 crores was the tourism sector generating for the state. Obviously, that will now be impacted very severely. But I think Pakistan has to be taught a lesson. I think most of these, the training camps, the terror training camps are in POK. We all know that. I think once the territory comes back to India, they will obviously be destroyed, and they should be destroyed nevertheless. or a full-fledged retaliatory action can also be planned. Of course, there are a lot of other considerations which need to be looked at, considering that Pakistan is not properly ruled. There's army, there's the court, there's the government, there's ISI. So there are multiple power centers in Pakistan which lack coordination completely. And economically, Pakistan is already devastated. They have suffered from extreme poverty. Inflation has badly affected them. They don't have foreign exchange reserves. Most of the aid that they get from abroad, they use for training and harboring terrorism, sadly enough. So I don't think Pakistan can stand a war for very long. It may appear that probably Pakistan is a nuclear armed nation and so. But the fact of the matter is that their coffers are empty. Most of the money has gone into corruption for the Hukmrans making their lodges and villas in places like London and New York. They live a luxury lifestyle. But the Awam of Pakistan is really suffering. Pakistan doesn't have enough money. It doesn't have deep pockets to fight a war. So I think any action from India would be a very thoughtful action. And I'm sure the action would be comprehensive. A lot of people, each country, expects this action to be happening apart from the victim. It's a very, very sad, situation of what Pakistan has done as far as Kashmir is concerned. It has tried to destroy the livelihoods, apart from the 26 valuable lives lost. It has tried to destroy the livelihood of the entire population of Jammu and Kashmir. So I think this is the effects are far-reaching. I'm sure something is cooking up, and after the all-party meeting which Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has today evening, I'm sure we can see in the next probably few days something very big happening, and I think that will be the only way to teach Pakistan a lesson. Simran.
Well, absolutely, Mr. Kohli. As the Pahalgam, the place of attack of the village, the Basirin village, where this brutal terrorist attack had taken place, is just a few kilometers away from the Amarnath base camp Yatra. And with now so many registrations already happening and have happened already, because the Amarnath Yatra will be commenced, and this is going to be a big religious spiritual pilgrimage as well. Do you think there is going to be also naturally a fear gripped with devotees, with tourists for few months at least? In the view of what has happened, there are videos all across, and people are in fact, they are worried, but more than that, they are just afraid of now exploring that possibility further.
Simran, the good thing is that when devotees, they make this pilgrimage, on their mind is Lord Shiva. And I think they keep all the fears aside. Such kind of attempts have been made earlier also on the Amarnath Yatra. But I really don't think government is going to let this Yatra stop. Obviously, there's going to be heavy arrangement of security forces. It will be happening under heavy security arrangements. But I don't think Yatra is going to stop, because if the Yatra stops, we would be confirming one of the intentions of the attack to succeed, because they did it with multiple intentions. They knew that Vice President Vance is here. They knew that area near Pahalgam did not have security forces. They knew that tourism in Kashmir was booming. They knew that people were once again getting employment in J&K. They knew that J&K state was growing like anything. So they tried to hit many birds with one stone. And Amarnath Yatra, of course, was one of them. But I'm sure, government is not going to let this intention succeed. Our Yatra will happen. Obviously, the Yatris will be carrying this fact at the back of their mind. I mean, obviously, they can never forget it. But then, as I said, the good thing is that when you are on a pilgrimage, and especially people who are devoted, who are doing such a tough Yatra, they have their deity in their mind. Lord Shiva is on their mind, and they know that Lord Shiva is going to protect them. So that is the way pilgrimages happen. And I'm sure it's going to happen. Neither is the government going to stop it, nor are the pilgrims going to stop. And until then, we are still a few months away from that Yatra. We are about 2 months away from that Yatra. Until then, Simran, a lot is going to happen, which will definitely improve the situation on ground.